in a bold and strategic move aimed at asserting national pride and economic independence. President Ibrahim Traoré has officially announced the revival of Air Burkina, the West African nation's once dormant national carrier. The relaunch of the airline marks a significant chapter in Burkina Faso's transformation under Traoré's leadership, signaling not just a transportation milestone, but also a powerful symbol of sovereignty, regional influence, and economic ambition. A symbol of national rebirth. Air Burkina, originally established in 1967, had long suffered from mismanagement, financial crises, and outdated infrastructure, leading to its gradual decline and eventual grounding in 2020. For years, the airline was a reminder of what Burkina Faso had lost amid decades of political instability and foreign dependence. With its revival under Traoré, Air Burkina is being reimagined not only as a means of transportation, but also as a proud emblem of the country's resilience and rising independence. In a televised address during the official launch ceremony at Ouagadougou International Airport, President Traoré declared, "The skies over Africa must no longer be dominated by foreign flags. It is time for our own to fly higher and farther, carrying the spirit of Burkina Faso across the continent and beyond." Modern fleet, African routes. The rejuvenated Air Burkina is launching with a modern fleet of Embraer E-jets and Airbus A220s, thanks to a strategic partnership with neutral international suppliers, avoiding dependency on traditional Western or Chinese aviation contractors. The initial rollout includes regional routes connecting Ouagadougou to Abidjan, Bamako, Niamey, Accra, and Dakar, with plans to expand in North and Central Africa within a year. Minister of Transport Salifou Ouedraogo highlighted the practical vision behind the airline. "Our focus is on safe, efficient, and affordable travel for Burkinabe citizens and our African neighbors. We are building a continental network that puts Africa first, where cooperation and connectivity replace dependency." Job creation and economic stimulus. The revival of Air Burkina is expected to directly and indirectly create thousands of jobs. From pilots and crew members to engineers, ground staff, caterers, and administrators, the national airline is already breathing new life into the aviation industry of Burkina Faso. President Traoré emphasized that the airline will prioritize local employment and training, with plans to establish a national aviation academy in Ouagadougou to train the next generation of pilots and aviation experts. "The people of Burkina Faso will not just fly our planes," Traoré stated. "They will build them, maintain them, and operate them. We are reclaiming our future from the ground up." Strategic geopolitical move. Beyond the economic impact, the relaunch of Air Burkina carries deep geopolitical significance. Since coming to power, President Traoré has steered Burkina Faso away from traditional Western alliances, instead favoring a Pan-Africanist approach that champions self-reliance, regional unity, and resistance to neo-colonial influence. Reviving a national airline in today's global economic climate sends a clear message. Burkina Faso is charting its own course. Analysts note that by investing in an independent transportation infrastructure, Traoré is not just boosting internal connectivity, but also asserting the country's place as a central hub in a new, Africa-focused economic bloc forming among nations disillusioned with IMF loans and foreign military presence. A continental vision. Air Burkina's revival is more than a national project. It is a regional vision. The airline has already entered discussions with Mali and Niger, two of Burkina Faso's closest allies in the alliance of Sahel states, to form a joint aviation partnership. This initiative would share resources, consolidate routes, and build a competitive regional airline alliance that offers an African alternative to global aviation giants. In a statement following the launch, Niger's interim president, General Abdourahmane Tiani, praised Traoré's initiative. "This is a step toward collective independence. Together, we will build systems that serve our people, not foreign interests." Challenges ahead. Despite the optimism, the road ahead is not without obstacles. The global airline industry is notoriously volatile, with razor-thin margins, high maintenance costs, and fierce competition. Air Burkina must earn the trust of travelers by demonstrating safety, punctuality, and professionalism in its early days. Additionally, navigating regional politics, ensuring technical expertise, and maintaining financial transparency will be crucial for long-term success. There is also the challenge of breaking the psychological reliance on foreign airlines among African travelers, a mindset shift that Traoré's administration hopes to inspire through consistent performance and national pride. To mitigate financial risk, Burkina Faso is funding the airline through a blend of state capital, diaspora bonds, and strategic private partnerships with non-aligned investors. This diversified funding model aims to keep control in Burkinabe hands while ensuring operational flexibility. National pride source. The impact on national morale has already been palpable. Social media is buzzing with patriotic posts as images of the red, green, and gold Air Burkina livery make their way around the continent. School children have been seen drawing airplanes in class. Local musicians are releasing songs celebrating the return of our bird in the sky. For many citizens, the return of Air Burkina represents hope, a sign that the country is rising, not just politically or militarily, but economically and spiritually. Fatimata Sowadogo, a university student in Bobo Dioulasso, put it simply, "For the first time in my life, I believe we can dream beyond our borders." The broader legacy. President Traoré's revival of Air Burkina could become one of the defining legacies of his administration. It reflects his broader philosophy of dignity before dependency, which he has consistently applied to economic, educational, and military reforms since taking power. In restoring the national airline, he is not merely reviving a company. He is rekindling belief in a national destiny controlled by the Burkinabe people. As the first Air Burkina plane lifted off from Ouagadougou for its maiden flight to Bamako, President Traoré stood on the tarmac with his fist raised, a symbolic gesture of defiance and determination. Behind him, thousands cheered, not just for a plane, but for a new era. In the words of one local journalist covering the event, "This is more than an airline. This is Burkina Faso learning to